everyone, my name is Sarah Romeo, and in this video today we're going to be discussing how to do some background research using one of our library databases called Britannica Academic. So I will show you how to access the Britannica Academic database and then perform a little background research for your research paper. Now you might be asking yourself, why is background research important? It is important. So whether or not you've worked to come up with your own specific research question or your professor has assigned you a paper topic, sometimes you actually need to broaden the scope of your knowledge before you dive into writing. So we might need to just refresh our memory on the topic, or sometimes we need to expand our existing knowledge. Either way, doing some good background research can really help you jumpstart your research paper. So that's what I want to show you about today. We're going to go live now and do some searching. So we're going to start at hvcc.edu, the Hudson Valley homepage. And first you're going to want to locate the link to the library homepage, which is in the black bar near the top of the page. It says library. So we'll click that link. And now we're on the library page, and we're going to scroll down till we see the purple box that says Find Sources from the Dwight Marvin Library. It should be near the center of the page. So we'll click that, and this opens the homepage to all of our library resources. Now what we're going to look for, since we're looking for one of our databases, is the Database Finder tool, and you'll see two links to that on this page. It's at the top of the page with this button right here, or you can find the tab under the heading here that says Database Finder. If we click that, you'll see a link to launch the Database Finder, and that will open in a new page. And if we scroll down a bit, you'll see at the top we have the A to Z listing with links for each letter of the alphabet. And if you already know the name of your database, which we do, we can just click on B and find Britannica Academic right there. And we just click here to launch the database. We'll log in with our Hudson Valley username and password. And if you're prompted by Novel NY to use your location, select Use My Location. Here we are on the Britannica Academic homepage. So Britannica Academic is a database that is an encyclopedia, which means it has articles on all sorts of different topics, and they're usually a little bit shorter than the kind of scholarly peer-reviewed journal articles you might use for the actual research and writing of your paper. But it's really good for getting background information on a topic. Let's say that our research paper was on Brown versus the Board of Education and how that affected the civil rights movement in America. So right there in our research question, we have a few things we could research to get some background information. The first thing would be the Brown versus Board of Education law case. So we can just type that in. And if we hit enter, you'll see that in our results right here we have the article for Brown versus Board of Education of Topeka, the law case. So we can click right on that. And this is what Britannica Academic looks like. They have articles with photos, and there are hyperlinks within the text to jump to other articles that are also related to this topic. So you can scroll through to either enhance or expand your knowledge on the Brown versus Board of Education. We're assuming that if you had to write a research paper on it, you probably already covered it in class at least a little bit, but maybe you need to delve into it a little bit deeper. And what you can do here is you can start grabbing some of these key words and key figures, such as Thurgood Marshall or Chief Justice Earl Warren. Those might be things you want to click on to learn more about the people who were involved. You can read the biography of Chief Justice Earl Warren, who was involved in that case. And we're going to go back. So another thing you'll notice, aside from the text of the article and how you can click through to get more information and delve deeper, is you'll see at the top there are some tabs here. So we have a tab for images and videos related to Brown versus the Board of Education. There's even a video here. You'll see the related tab, which will have, it says 57 results that are related to Brown versus Board of Education of Topeka. So these are different biographies of the figures involved, or the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People who were involved in this case. And you'll also see the American Civil Rights Movement, which is a part of our research question. So that's definitely going to be another Britannica Academic page we're going to want to check out. There's even more. It delves deeper into what constitutional law is. You can get some background on the Supreme Court of the United States. Now, these are all things we've learned about in our education up until now in most cases. So, while you might know what the Supreme Court of the United States is, maybe you're a little rusty on that knowledge. It can be good to click through these pages just to reaffirm what you already know, and so you can speak about it confidently when you're writing your research paper. And let's see here. Another thing you'll notice is on the left there are a number of related resources for this article, and you can also click Web's Best Sites. Now what that does is Britannica Academic has pre-selected some resources on external websites. So you can click on these, and here is another informational page about the Brown versus Board of Education from ushistory.com. And Britannica Academic has vetted this information as being correct and trustworthy. So checking out these Web's Best Sites can be a really good resource as well for any research paper. So we'll go back to our article, and you'll see that we were talking about Brown versus the Board of Education and its effect on the civil rights movement. Let's just type in civil rights movement. And you'll see we can search very easily, and this is focusing again on the American civil rights movement, so you're going to want to click on that, and you'll see that this is broken down exactly the same way. It gives you some alternate titles for the American civil rights movement, and you'll see that we have over here related resources. You can view some primary sources and ebooks with this. You have Stokely Carmichael's Black Power from 1966, and you can read those right here in Britannica Academic. I'm going to click back to my article here. You'll see you also have some options that should be available in any Britannica Academic article. You can send it to someone via email or Google Drive. You can favorite it, print it. It has the citation tool, which is the little checkbox and check mark. And you can toggle through the different citation styles right there. You also could have it translated or even listen to Britannica Academic read it to you. So that's a great feature additionally. And you'll see, as I mentioned before, you can view related articles and the Web's Best Sites for the American Civil Rights Movement. So as you can see, there's a lot to work with here on Britannica Academic once you break down your research question. Just pull apart those different people, places, and things or movements that you can grab out of there. Go into Britannica Academic and let yourself fall down the rabbit hole, so to speak, of research. Expand your knowledge, and then you can go into writing your research paper and be more confident about what you're saying. So I hope this gave you a brief introduction to this great tool that we have available to you through the library here at Hudson Valley.